Welcome to Game Pass News, recorded July 5th, 2022. I'm back, y'all. Vacation's done. 4th of July is over. We've shot off all the fireworks, done all the crazy stuff. I'm here with Mr. Sean Abbott, and we're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. Okay, maybe not, because the news is kind of light, but we're going to be talking about like Ubisoft stuff. We're going to be telling you there have been Game Pass news drops. We are going to have a fantastic time, so buckle up, sit down, and let's learn about some Xbox news. By the way, just in case anybody actually does what I say, you should sit down and then buckle up. Because if you buckle up and then sit down, it's real weird. It just doesn't work out. It just doesn't.
During the intro music, I was literally trying to figure that out. Like,
that's right.
How's it gonna work?
It'd be real weird. Sounds like something my daughter would try to do.
It is so good for you to be back.
Hey man, I'm excited. But you did good. I listened to the thing. You did real good. I had a great laugh. I mean, you trying to play and play a game and talk about something totally different, man. That's like the pat the head, rub the belly thing. I couldn't do it. You did way better than I did.
Yeah. I'll apologize now. There was a few times where I think I chose the wrong game. If I'd have played Fall Guys, that'd have been fine. But trying to start Far Cry 5, sorry, and do a podcast was just wrong, because that game is boom, go, and then you have a dip. So maybe I should have got the intro bit out of the way first and then kind of just explored but yeah, that game was crazy. It still is. I'm enjoying it. I actually went back and started it all over again because I needed to rewatch all the intro scenes and stuff to try and figure out what the hell was going on with the story. But yeah,
there are times when I stream that I start something over, even when I'm not trying to talk about something totally different, because I'm streaming, I'm keeping up with chat, I'm talking to them, and I'm I have no idea any of the text that I just read for the last hour, so I just restart it. So that happens.
Well, I was using the talking parts where they were just chatting away in the dialogue. I was using that to try and kind of center myself. Yeah, it was interesting. I tried.
Well,
thank you very much. Thank you very much to Hambone for the positive feedback. So,
yeah, I thought you did fantastic. You having a good week? Having a good week? That's all I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Well, have we been having a good? It got crazy. Last week was a lot as well, which kind of didn't help with the trying to concentrate on things. But so Wednesday was Jaya's 16th. She turned 16 on Wednesday, so we had a party for a Tuesday night. All the teeny bops kind of drank Alka Pops and stuff under the supervision of me and Lindsay.
Nice.
Lindsay managed to consume a considerable amount of Alka Pops as well, which was hilarious to watch. She was dancing around with the kids and stuff like that, which was funny. And then Wednesday, we took them all to the cinema, did a bit of shopping, got back, and we were getting ready to take Jaya out for a birthday meal on a 16th with family. Mm-hmm. And I was upstairs, I was shaving my head, Lindsay was doing makeup, and then all of a sudden there was just this blood curdling scream that came from downstairs, and Logan shouted at me, and he swallowed a marble, one of the tiny little glass marbles. He did. No. He was, I know, kids, who would have him? He went downstairs to see my youngest daughter in the kitchen, and he had the marble in his hand, and she kind of looked at him and he put it in his mouth, and she questioned him rightly, "What did you put in your mouth?" And he kind of nodded, shook his head, and then ran off. And in the time it took him to run up the first set of stairs, because we live in a 3-story house, the first set of stairs as he ran up them is when he swallowed it and realized. But yeah, the stuff that kid was asking me to do when he swallowed that marble was unreal. He was like, "Can you get it out?" And I'm like, "Look, you have swallowed it. Drink water. There's no way I'm getting that out. But I want you to get it out." I said, "Look, it's going to go through your belly and you'll just poo it out. That's fine. It'll come out in your poop. It's absolutely fine." "I don't want to poop it out." And it's just, yeah. And to answer Hambone's question, we don't know if he's pooped it out yet. We have literally been sifting through shit for a week.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh, that's the worst.
To the point where we've been putting a little plastic tub in the bowl as he's gone, caught it, mushed it up, and then washed it away.
Oh my gosh.
And we haven't found it yet. There was only one time, and then maybe stuff at nursery, because nursery haven't been great in relaying back to us if he's been using the toilet and stuff like that there, or checking it. There's been one instance where we haven't been able to check it. I say we, as in my wife, because I've been working a bit. And that was while Lindsay was having her nails done for the holiday. She's going on Thursday.
She's like, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Yeah, well, she's taking him with her. So,
oh no.
So my sister-in-law took him to the toilet, and he went and did a number 2, and she didn't check it. So yeah, but we've took him. We're like, when it happened, the UK we have 999, which is our 911 for you guys in America. But then we also have what we call like a non-urgent number, which is like 111 in the UK. And we can ring them, and you kind of like go straight through to a medical personnel, and they kind of talk to you and ask questions and then deem if you need a call back. And when we spoke to them, they were like, oh, no, it'll be fine. You don't really have to come in as long as he's okay and he's not in pain, blah, blah, blah. So we were like, are you sure? And they were like, yeah, it'll be fine. Just keep an eye on him. Should pass it in a couple of days. So we rang the doctors yesterday, and we were like, we're a bit concerned. We want a bit more advice. Should we, do we need to do something about it? And they went, oh, have you taken him down to accident and emergency? And we were like, no, because like we rung 111 and they assured us that we didn't need to do it. And they were like, oh no, he should have been here straight away. That should have been the first thing you did.
Oh,
and we were like, well, that's not what we were advised to do. So we took him down to the hospital near us. We've got a hospital in our little town, but they're more of an urgent care rather than accident and emergency. So they wouldn't x-ray him. And they said, go through to the city and take him to this hospital. So Lindsay bundled him in the car, drove an hour to the bigger hospital, sat in the waiting room for like nearly 3 hours for the doctor to turn around and say, no, I'm not going to x-ray him. He'll be fine. It'll pass. It might not happen yet, but it will pass. Go home. So we were fuming. We still don't know. We're still kind of half checking stuff. So
yeah, at some point you're like, all right, wait, when are we just going to give this up? Like,
yeah. I mean, he's eating fine. He's going to the toilet fine. He's drinking fine. He's finding himself. He's still an absolute whirlwind. So
you said you're going on holiday. You guys, they are going on holiday. Are you flying or are you driving?
Yeah, so Lindsay is flying. She's going to Corfu, which is an island just off the mainland of Greece. So she's going there with her sister and our youngest niece and Logan from Thursday to Monday. So
now, if he poops that marble out on the plane, that is going to be like the most well-traveled marble. Can you imagine? Like, I mean, seriously, like that's how it's got to happen right there. Also, I had to look this up while you were talking. I had no idea what this was. An Alco Pop. I looked this up. So it's like got like some alcohol, but not a lot. Is that the idea here?
Yeah, it's if you wanted to do it, you could make one at home. So if you took a 500 ml bottle and put one like 75, yeah, that's right, 75 milliliter helping of vodka in, and then topped it up with cloudy lemonade, that would be an alcohol.
I do not know. So, and they can drink this when they're 16.
Yeah. Well, the rules around alcohol are very crazy.
Or were you just letting them break the rules?
No, over here they are legally allowed to drink in a restaurant from the age of 15, I believe, as long as they're having a meal and accompanied with an adult. You can drink in your own home from the age of 13, I think, as long as you've got adult. Yeah, so it's only where you can't go and buy alcohol from a shop or drink it in a bar until you're 18 in the UK. So, but like they drank like the bare minimum. It was like they were just unscathed. I think they ate more sweets and pizza and crap than they did anything else.
Well, that's understandable.
It's never gonna,
Yeah, no, I was just interested. I believe we are 21 no matter what, because we're so good. Never mind. We're I'm just gonna stop there.
I was drinking in bars in town from the age of 14, so like I passed very easily, as you can tell by the no hair and the lavishly good looks that I passed for older from a very young age.
I kind of knew that was a German thing. I didn't realize that was a UK thing as well. Like, so that's interesting. Well, I've learned something again. Another thing. Look at that.
So we kind of like we say to Jay she can have a drink. So as long as it's not a school night, like if she wants to have like a fruity cider or something like that with us while we watch a film, that's absolutely fine. What we don't condone is that she like is very sneaky about it. As long as as long as she's in front of us, we're happy. We're fine. So I mean, we got it in accidentally drunk at a family barbecue, and it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. She was hilarious. She kind of like she went from being absolutely fine to very drunk to very not drunk very quickly. But when she, as we started to notice it, she kind of just looked at me and she leaned forward and she's like, "You're bald," and I was like, "Thanks for that." It was funny.
I think I was 8 or 9, which is funny because that's like Noah's age now, so it's crazy to think about that. My grandfather used to make his own wine. He had this little little grape vineyard. I mean, it's like 10 feet long, right? Like it wasn't like a huge thing. It was just this little like line of grapes that he had. And yeah, we were down in his basement and he was making the wine and he'd be like, "Well, you gotta try every bottle you make, Nick." And he just kept handing me these little shots of like wine. And I was like, I don't remember much about it, obviously, but I remember trying to make it up the stairs and then I woke up the next morning. That's how it happened. So yeah, my grandfather got me drunk too. So at a very young age, that was fun. So heck yeah, that's gotta happen. There you go. Well, I think that's enough. But we need like a Chubby's bracket update. Sean and I cumulative have lost 44 pounds, y'all. 44 pounds. It's like a large child.
This man to my if you're looking at the screen in the Twitch, to my right, for those listening to the podcast, Nick is the biggest loser of the Game Pass News crew. At like, what are you, nearly 12% now of your body weight?
I keep fluctuating. The body is fighting it now. Let me tell you, like it was like don't eat carbs and run, and the body's like, sure, we got lots of excess of this stuff. You just take it all. Like it was but now it's like I hit 200, I dropped below 200, which is my ultimate goal. Like when I started this, I was like, man, if I could lose 27 pounds and hit 200 and like crack 200, that would be great. So I made that, but now like I'm like, well, maybe I can make it to 195. But like my body is just like, I'm running, I'm not eating the carbs, and it's like, no. It's you have lost enough, sir. You have lost enough.
Now, see, I did sports science and nutrition science at school. What would be interesting now is if you introduced a small amount of carbs, be it in just like foods that are high in glycemic index. So I think you call them yams, but sweet potato, so orange potato.
Yeah.
Things like if you introduced a little bit of that into the diet and upped your runs ever so slightly, you'd benefit from the energy release from the higher glycemic index foods. You'd feel fuller for longer, and your metabolism would probably speed up.
Look at this, y'all. You are getting, this is fitness news now. You ready for this? Like we are 25 minutes into the stream so far, and we have talked about shifting through crap, alcohol ages, and we're giving you fitness news. What the hell are you here for? Not Xbox news, I hope, because we don't talk about that. No, that's a really good idea. I'll try anything. Yeah, I knew. I posted in Discord today. I was like, I gotta do something because yeah, I can tell that like I'm not losing.
Are you still doing your P90X stuff as well?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I still do that.
Oh, wow. So you're doing a mixture of like endurance cardio and high intensity cardio.
Now
as well,
I haven't obviously for the last week. I started up again on Sunday. But for the last week I've just been running outside. Which let me tell you, running outside was real. The first time I hit pavement. And I started to run because, I run on my nice cushy treadmill and I watch my Marvel movies and I'm having a good time with that. But man, that first like day where I was in Illinois and I was like, I hit, that is really jarring to your body to like, you're like start running. It's like, it felt like I just fell like 5 feet the first time my foot they're like, no, wait. There's no bounce. There's no nothing. This is not kosher. Like that first run. But then when I came back, and I ran on the treadmill again, I'm all good now. Like I'm gonna up my speed a little bit because I I looked down when I 5 miles an hour is where I top out at for my third mile when I do it. I looked down at my Fitbit, and normally it's like telling me, "Hey, you're at peak, so you probably need to slow your roll." I was at like 145, which means I still have like 15 heartbeats a minute to get there. I never actually made it. I made it into the top 150s, and that was it. So I was like, "Oh, okay."
Does your treadmill have the ability to do a slight incline?
Yeah, but that's hard.
Well, if I run on the treadmill, I always run on 1%, like just 1% incline or even half, because you've got to activate, like your legs activate the same on a half to 1% incline as it would as you were running on concrete, almost, because you've got to propel yourself slightly upwards.
Oh, okay. Look at you.
So,
Look at you. But that is harder.
It is harder, but I mean, this is why I do 15 minutes of yoga before I run, and roughly about 8 minutes afterwards, because running on pavement is horrific, and I don't own a treadmill, so all my running is done outside.
Yeah, it's intense. But I will try the 1% thing though. I will instead of upping my speed, I will try the 1% thing and see what that does. And I'll probably,
because all the speeds, all the up in the speed's going to do is just throw your leg backwards quicker.
Where
that 1%, that 1% incline will make you work harder. So,
all right. Well, in case you did come here for Xbox news, just in case you thought, I will come to this Game Pass news show for Xbox news, we're going to give you some. So why don't we jump on in?
As we learned today, I am a master of nothing, but I am a jack of all trades.
There you go. Why don't we jump on into some top stories? And I won't lie, on a normal top stories week, these would probably be news bulletins. I'm just going to be real honest with you, but they're top stories now because they're the top stories of the week. This is an interesting one. Xbox has said games with gold is going to move on from the 360. Quote, "We've reached our limit," which I'm guessing that means they don't really have any more that they think is worth anything to bring out to games with gold, or that they can via license or whatever. So as of October of this year, they're going to move on to Xbox One games solely. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. That's fine with me.
No, I mean, I'm trying to think now, like Xbox One games that you could own for nothing. This is great for people that have like looked at games in the past and gone, I don't want to buy that because I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this is good. I mean, I'm sad that we're going to see the last of the Xbox 360 games, because it's nice to replay some of them old games. Yeah. Like I've gone back to playing Dead Space. But if I can get hold of some free Xbox One content, I'm game for that.
There are some Xbox Live Arcade games that, I mean, I love it when those games come out. Just last 2 weeks ago when we were talking about Xbox Live or games with gold, there was a fun Xbox Live Arcade game. But I don't really want to go back and play them. Like I actually enjoy watching the trailer and being like, oh yeah, that was when Xbox Live Arcade was great, But do I like claim them and go back and play them? No, I don't. But I mean, if you give me some decent Xbox One titles, especially for me, a guy who just like skipped that generation, yeah, sure, I'd be interested in that. I'm down with trying some of that stuff. I say that. We'll see if that actually comes out to be true.
Yeah. I'm just quickly looking now at original Xbox One games.
So I do want to report though, this will not impact if you've already downloaded those games, you have them, or claimed them. You have them, not even downloaded. So if you've claimed them, they're still yours. You can do whatever, you can play them whenever you want.
So yeah, there's stuff in there like Doom, Quake, Halo Combat Evolved, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Resident Evil 4, Mass Effect, which is a decent one, but I think we've already had Mass Effect on Game Pass. But there's nothing saying that it can't come out.
The Legacy one with 1, 2, and 3 is out there.
Yeah, like Tomb Raider, the 2013 one. So yeah, there's a couple of good games. Watch Dogs, that'd be interesting. That's an Xbox One game that could come.
But as they start
So,
moving
yeah.
closer with the new generation, I mean, they have Game Pass. Like, are they too similar? I mean, I get the difference, which is you own these games with gold. So I get that. So don't at me. But like, are they too similar? Like, are they just gonna like? You think they're just gonna like be like, games with gold is gone. You have Game Pass. There you go.
Yes and no, because not every Xbox Live subscriber is a Game Pass subscriber.
That's
which
true.
They should be. It's stupid for you to not to be.
As of now.
Yeah, as of now. But so they've kind of still got to reward the Xbox Live people.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
And I'm pretty sure there's some games that they couldn't get onto Game Pass due to licensing issues, or they couldn't make a very good deal. So it's kind of like, okay, yeah, we won't use you on Game Pass, but can we give that game away free for a month on Live? You know, you're going to get people that are playing your game, which might introduce them to the franchise. So it's maybe a good way of Xbox trying to push out content that they can't get on Game Pass and still reward the Live subscribers.
Yeah, that's fair, and I think that's a good point. Yeah, so I hope they keep it. I'm down. I'm not gonna lie. I often sit in this chair on this podcast and say that's a good game. I'm gonna claim that one, and then I don't. Not gonna lie. That happens like 85% of the time, where I'm like, that looks like a really good game. I'm gonna go claim that, and then I don't. It's just like, it's ridiculous that I'm just like, I don't know. I just forget to do it. There was oh man, I can't even think of the last one, but it looked really good. Like, it was a platformer type game, and I was like, oh wow, that looks fun. Oh, nope, didn't do it. Anyways, so, but yeah, I'm interested to see what Xbox One has, what they want to bring out on Xbox One for games with gold, and I will continue on. That starts October 22nd, which is a very particular date. I think that tells you something. They're like, that's when you're going to get like your next drop in October, right? I mean, if they're like October 22nd. So, anyways, anything else on that one?
No, I hope. I mean, is it Pure Xbox where we got the article from?
Yes,
they say that this is like them kind of winding back the whole games with gold thing. I'm kind of hoping that that's not correct, because I think it's a very good service that they do. There isn't other places that do that kind of thing. So
yeah. Well, I mean, PlayStation has a similar service, and their games actually, a lot of times when like I see those games in the PlayStation channel, they're a little more. And maybe this is also part of the thing too, because when I see those games in the PlayStation service, I think, wow, those are like newer, what I would consider more like top tier titles that they're giving away. And so maybe that is another one of the reasons why they're moving to the next generation, to try to compete with what PlayStation has over there that they're giving away. Games that are newer and, I don't know, more well known. Although I just like, why don't you just move there? Is, I guess, the only other thing I'll say. Is like, why don't you just, instead of being like, we're done with the 360, why can't you just be like, well, we're gonna do some Xbox One games? You don't even have to say anything. Just be like, hey, we're moving. Like, is Games with Gold, did they come out and say Games with Gold is going to be Xbox 360 games? I don't know. Maybe they did, but at some point in history. But if they didn't, why do they have to like make the declaration that they're leaving the 360? Why can't they just pop back and forth?
Maybe just to remind people that service is there. They might have a stats feedback showing you how much people actually download and how much people don't. So they might be looking at the amount of people that actually claim those games, and then be like, well, maybe we need to spice it up with.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're getting to the point of exhausting the 360 catalog, so why don't we just drop it now and launch the Xbox One catalog at the back end of the year, where we had games that we were going to be bringing out that were going to be big titles, and kind of give them an alternative. So yeah, okay, you haven't got these big titles, but here's a game you might want to have played a while back, but you can now play it for free. So yeah, that makes sense. I am down to see what they're going to be giving us. Next, I love Ubisoft. I think they're great, and they have 2 Ubisoft Forward events this week. I'm very excited.
One of them specifically is Skull and Bones. I love myself a good pirate deal. I want to see what they have out. This game has been, oh man, I don't even know how long it's been that they've released that they were doing this and nothing's come about. So Skull and Bones seems like from the little we've seen that it's like it almost seems like a Sea of Thieves like deal, to be honest. It's like an online game.
Yeah,
more
just
PvP,
with a little bit
I
more.
don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Sea of Thieves, as we know it, is kind of cartoony and comical in that sense. I think Skull and Bones is a bit more, I don't know, you want to say dirty, darker, kind of
dirty. That's right.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah. So I'm excited. I will be watching that for sure. We're not going to live stream it or anything, but I will definitely be there. 2 p.m. Eastern, July 7th. So if you're listening to this, it's already happened. But if you're watching us live right now, it will be in 2 days. And then they have a multi-game showcase that they announced on July 10th at 3 p.m. Eastern time, which is Sunday. So if you listen to this right when it drops, it'll be tomorrow. So Sunday at 3 p.m. I want to watch that, but I don't know if I'll be able to break away on a Sunday to watch it. But multi-game. So, I mean, we're going to see a new Assassin's Creed, right? I mean, let's be honest. Doesn't that, you think that makes sense?
Yeah, I think they're about ready to do that because they've been pushing it on Game Pass. I think it's been trending a bit on Twitter. So,
yeah,
that's definitely something they need.
Where do you think they're going to... Have they told us where they're going with the new Assassin's Creed?
No. Not that I'm aware of. I can't remember where the last one was, so... Was the last one Egypt?
Yeah, no, yeah. no,
I
it's Valhalla.
The last one I played...
Valhalla.
All right, okay. The last one I played was still in medieval time, so...
Wait, if you could have them go anywhere, where would you want them to go? I mean, obviously they can't go anywhere, but if you could tell them where to go, where would you tell them to go? What time or location or what?
World War. Let's see how they handle the World War.
All right,
because that'd be a very interesting concept. Like put them in like I don't know, put them in Germany or like on the Germany-Poland border and see how they handle the World War aspect of things. Like that'd be quite interesting.
My initial thought was like Greek gods, but then I remember they're the developers of Immortals Phoenix Rising, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, so they kind of have that covered.
Yeah, they got that covered. And actually, I have read stuff that they are likely to announce a second one. So I think you might see the announcement of that coming in the next couple of years or something like that. I like that game. I enjoyed it, so I played it. I played 2. It didn't take too long to get through. It was fun. It had its issues, but I'd play another Immortals. So yeah.
I'm interested. Like what they're doing about Driver San Francisco, because that game was fantastic. Like the original Driver game was a great game. I love that. The licensing, the test that you had to do at the beginning was one of the hardest driving things I've ever done. Even still now, to go back and try and do it is quite difficult.
So I had no idea what this game was. It kind of bleeds into our second point with Ubisoft, or maybe our third, however you want to look at it, which is that they are shutting down Driver San Francisco servers for the Xbox 3 for Xbox, just for Xbox. I'll just say that because I don't know what it's on. So you can still play the game, but you can't play it online, and there will be whatever online features that are with the game, they don't come, or they will no longer be available. So like, what did you do in the game?
Like, I never played it online, but you were just a driver for hire, so it was just missions that you had to do.
Oh, okay.
Like Crazy Taxi, but more of a driving simulator.
Okay, I get you. Yeah, that'd be fun. You know, they could take you somewhere else, some other crazy like city or something. So that'd be fun. I do think it's interesting. So Assassin's Creed. So just to go through the server, they are closing 8 different servers on the Xbox network. Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Revelations, Driver San Francisco, Far Cry 3, Ghost Recon, Rayman Legends, Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Let me just say that. Rayman Legends and Splinter Cell Blacklist. Just to jump back, Far Cry 3 and Rayman Legends, the Xbox One remasters are not affected. So those servers will be fine. So if you have the Xbox One remaster, you're fine. But if you're playing on the 360 or below, then you're SOL. There you go. So it's interesting. You know, they're pushing out information about closing servers, and they're talking about like also about these multi-game showcase and the Skull Bones thing. So it's like, are they making room for new things? Is that what they're doing here, or is just nobody playing on these things? Probably.
I'd go with looking at the list of games. Probably nobody playing them. But then also, making some room, because you only have a certain amount of servers and a certain amount of space on those servers to run stuff. So if you're planning something big and new, you're gonna kind of need the space. So.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree with that. But I'm interested to see what they have. Would they be coming out with a Far Cry 7 already? You think that's something they would do?
I'm not sure, because we've just got Far Cry 5 for free. Far Cry 6 have currently got a Stranger Things DLC going on. Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that until I played Far Cry 5 and kind of saw it as an advertisement.
That's interesting. Anyways, I will be interested with whatever they do. I really like Ubisoft, even though their games can kind of be a little janky sometimes.
Apart from Mario Rabbids. So.
Oh, right. You don't like Mario Rabbids?
No, I like Mario Rabbids. I'm so excited for the next one. It's unreal.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered it the other day.
Do you think they already did like a showcase, or Nintendo did a showcase. I don't know. They did a showcase. Nintendo and
they did a partners showcase. Everybody in the world is still waiting for Nintendo to do something.
Well, no, but they did the partner showcase. I watched that over vacation, but then I didn't get to watch the next day's like Mario Rabbids specific direct or whatever it was.
I didn't watch that. I don't want them to spoil the game too much, because. So yeah. That's my issue with Nintendo's like big tree house kind of stuff and extended plays, because the games that they do show in that, they can ruin. So
they can some stuff. So anyways, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Xbox created a Series X that looks like Thor's hammer. I just thought, and if you've seen this thing, I think it looks awesome. It's not practical to put on your shelf. It would take up your entire shelf. It's ridiculous in that sense, but it looks really cool. I just thought the question hit me. If you could create any Xbox series, either S or X, what would you do?
So, Thanos' glove, Hulk's fist, Iron Man's glove that holds the Infinity Stones. You could shape it to look like that. If you can do the Thor's hammer. Claptrap. Give me a Series X that looks like Claptrap. I would buy it. Or if I can make mine look like Claptrap, I would love that. That'd be hilarious. He's one of my all-time favorite NPC characters is Claptrap. My Series X is actually named Claptrap. So.
Oh, nice.
On the network. What else?
It's so much better.
There's so much. You could have it as a fat boy. From Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
There's loads. There's like, I don't know. Now I'm trying to think about it.
When big games come out, they usually do some type, but they normally do them as a contest. Like you can't actually like buy them. You have to do the Microsoft reward thing and see if you can be the one to get it. Although, if I won it, I would put on Twitter like, "Hey, look what I won." I never really see anybody put on Twitter like, "Whoa, look what I got," or anything like that. Although I did see somebody tweet out that they got the Sony furry controllers. I think it was a couple weeks ago. So
no thanks. You can keep those.
I just put them back here is all I would do. I'd probably never use them, but
Well, I've over the last week, I entered a couple of competitions for like signed Xbox Series S's in like hope that we might, if we ever get one, it could be something we can give away. So
Oh, right. Yeah.
whenever
I saw that.
whenever there's a competition, I always enter. I always kind of fire off an email or like pay for an entry because I think it'd be great if we could get hold of one of those and kind of push it out as a prize for somebody. So
That would be pretty cool. No doubt about it.
not only that, but at
Yeah.
some point, Jay, I'm sat here next to Jay's Xbox One S. She needs an upgrade. So
That would be, you could give her Thor's hammer. I wonder if you can pick it up by that. I wonder if they've like welded it in enough that you could like pick the Xbox Series X up with the hammer. That would be that would be pretty cool if you could.
3.6 kilo. If you stick that on the end, the tension that would be created at that point, it need to be quite hefty. So
Yeah, it would, but it would be fun if they did it. All right, that's all we got for top stories. There's no news bulletins. Microsoft doesn't want to tell us jack about acquisitions at the moment. So,
no. I got intrigued earlier though while I was looking for news because I saw that Activision was trending and I didn't know what was trending, so I tried to follow that, and I think it was just people talking about games previous and stuff like that. So
you went down a rabbit hole that didn't lead you anywhere.
Yeah, these things happen when you're looking for stuff.
They do all the time. Yeah, I have not. Well, wait, I take that back. Somebody's board just voted to approve that. I just read about that. Now that I say that, and I was actually kind of surprised. I was like, oh, I never thought about that board needing to vote. I don't know. No, that was back in April. I swear I just heard somebody talking about a vote that happened. Well, anyways, I don't want to hold up the podcast for me just podunking around. Anyway, so no real acquisition that I can remember. that's all I'm going to say about that. And so we are going to move on to our Xbox Spotlight. Well, Sean, I am going to go first because I'm not going to lie, I have not been playing a lot, and you can kind of hook into basically the one thing that I've played. First,
you've been on vacation, and nobody expects you to be playing anything while you're not in your own house.
Man, I really wanted to hit Far Cry, but I didn't really want to play it on my phone. I'm not going to lie. I was going to boot it up on my phone. One, I wasn't sure where I was, if the internet could actually hold playing an xCloud game. And then two, I was just kind of I really want to play it on a bigger screen than this. So I ditched the idea. But first off, I will say we have dipped back into, my son and I have dipped back into Mario Rabbids, the first one. We fired it back up and started playing it. Man, I forgot how much fun that game is. We haven't played a ton. We just beat the first world again. So we're doing that. That was up by request of my son, who is over the moon excited about this game. I
can't remember if I got that digitally or not. I might have to go and check because I think I might do the same prior to the game coming out in October. So.
It's just so fun. I'm not a big turn-based guy. It's not something these type of games don't normally do anything for me. And I'm not gonna, funny story. I fired it up and Noah was I started to download it and Noah was like, you don't want to play in your cartridge? I was like, I don't have a cartridge. I downloaded it. And he's like, no, you have a cartridge. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I'm downloading it right now. So, he does his little thing. He runs downstairs and he's like, here you go. And I'm like, well, I'll be. It's a Mario Rabbids card. I have no idea where it came from. I have no idea how I got this Mario Rabbids card. I don't know did I buy it twice? I have no idea. But anyways.
I have a nod to Lindsay when that game came out originally. She picked it up because she was like, I was on that big hype train for Switch stuff. And she picked it up and she brought it home. She was like, oh, I got this today because it's a Mario game. And I kind of looked at it. I looked at the Rabbids, knowing how bad Rabbids games have been in the past, and kind of looked at her and just went, oh, yeah, thanks very much.
Thanks, honey.
But then But then I played it and I was hooked. And I was like, this game's amazing. She's like, well, your face didn't look like it was going to be amazing at first. And I was like, so I told her the backstory about rabbits and coming from Raymond, and they were kind of like the backstory to everything. And but yeah, that game's amazing. And I'm not one for turn-based. We always kind of shit all over turn-based strategy games.
We do.
But
Yeah.
they doing a very good job of making it fun. So
no,
and
not to crap on
and
all
they
the
added
people
extra
who
to the
like
new one
turn-based
with
games, but this one's actually fun.
well, I usually don't find them fun.
No.
I find it like too slow and very grind. A lot of them are very grindy. Where this like it doesn't. This one isn't very grindy. You can go back and make it very grindy and to get all the weapons and like get all the best scores. But like if you just want to kind of fly through this game, you can do it quite easy.
Yeah, the battles are very quick. Like, I mean, when you get further on in the game, some of the battles will last a bit longer, but not like what was the game that came out that everybody said it was like Advanced Wars, but it was fantasy? Oh man, I can't think of the name of it. But I bought that game, and like the battles were super long, and then when you died, you had to do it all over again. And I was like, I don't want to do this. This isn't like a waste of my time. So, anyways. Anyway, and for people who are listening on the podcast, you're yelling right now, I'm sure, like the name of the game. You're like, it's this game. How don't you know it, you idiot? Well, I don't. So, second game that I've been playing and has like sucked my life away. It's the only thing Noah and I play now. It took Striker's place in 5 seconds, and Striker's ain't never coming back in this household. I can guarantee you that. Fall Guys is the thing, man. We both bought the season pass, Noah and I. We're playing, we're doing all the things, we're doing the daily challenges. We absolutely love it. We laugh a ton. We're getting good at it, slow but sure. Got a few crowns so far.
I'm gonna say, how many crowns are you at? So, because that's
I've got a crown solo. I've got a crown squads. And then we just got a crown in that Celebrity Showdown version.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's quite a difficult one to do because it's quite hit and miss with who you get on your team.
Yes. We got some good people, and we really kind of just rocked it out. It's funny because that was I got a crown the first time I played the Celebrity Showdown, and we just got lucky. Like, we got the tails in the one, and we just did it. And so I was like, yeah, let's play that one again. And we got owned the first time we went back in the second time. We were all chasing for tails. We ended up being the losing team immediately. So we were like, I was like, okay, well, maybe got a little lucky on who we got on our team or who wasn't on our team.
Do you have a favorite game type? Like, because obviously there's the survival ones, there's races, there's the almost PvP style ones where you've got to try and knock each other off a little bit. Or then there's like what they call the jump houses. So
I can tell you the specific one that I hate the most, and that's the race type where you have to go around the lap twice. I absolutely freaking hate that one. Like when
Track
that
attack.
One comes up, what is it?
It's called Track Attack. That is my favorite one.
Is it really? Oh my God.
I am so fast. I can come first pretty much every time on that one.
Dude, I don't know, man. When that one comes up, I'm like, I'm sorry, Noah. I was like, I will see if I can get us points, but if not, best of luck. It's all on you, pal. I don't know. For some reason, that one, I hit the fast arch things, but I'm always running into something, and I don't know, man. That one's like my least favorite. But like 100%.
My least favorite are the survival ones where they're like you're on a barrel and there's like sections that rotate.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I don't like those at all.
The other ones I don't like only because I find it hard to like move the camera where I need it to be. There's so much stuff on the top of the screen. Is the one where the fruit falls, and then you have to like count the fruit. And it's like they've put the screens high enough to where like I have to look up and be like, what is that? I have to get everything out of the way. So I have to look up pretty high so that I can see what they're actually wanting me to. And then I got to bring the camera back down and try to like find the fruit. And they don't give you a lot of time to do all that. And so sometimes I'll be like, oh, it's the banana. but the banana's on the other side, and I've now wasted too much time trying to figure out what they wanted me to count. So
Yeah, that one is difficult. You've got the countdown where all the fruit's dropping. Then you've got to get up off the floor because of the slime that rises, and then try and remember how much fruit there was, because it's always the one with the most fruit that's dropped.
Yeah.
So it's just that took me a while to figure out. So
wait. We need to back up. You're telling me it's always the one with the most fruit dropped?
Yeah.
I never knew. That makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, it's not the amount of fruit that falls, because there's various different fruits. It's the one with the most. It's the variation of fruit with the most fruit on the ground.
Okay, yeah.
So like you might get 2 bananas that drop. You might get 1 dragon fruit and like 6 coconuts, and like it's the one on the coconuts.
I did not know this. I'm always looking up at the screen trying to figure out what number they're looking for so I can figure out which one it is. I've never paid attention to that. And I agree with the lunchbox. I agree with Ninja Lunchbox. I like the race ones. I just don't like that particular race one. The seesaw level, there's a lot of different seesaw levels, because he says, Ninja Lunchbox says that one's the worst. Is that the survival one where it's like spitting stuff at you and everybody's...
No, there is one that's just called seesaw. And it's like a race one, but from A to B race.
Yeah, and
with If you don't get on the front line for the start of that, it's just an uphill battle the entire way through.
Yeah, because then they're never the way you want them to be, and then normally you'll have to jump on one, and everybody will slide it the wrong way, and you'll slide off. Yeah, that one is tough. That one, that can be frustrating. But I absolutely love it. I know people are going to hate me for saying this, like, absolutely, but I don't care. I wish that Strikers would do something where, like, individually, if I played and it was like, oh, you got your ass kicked 10 times, you get a skin. I would be very happy. Like, give me another way to win. Like, I'd hate Fall Guys if all Fall Guys was like, did you win or lose? Well, you lost, so you suck. But no, there's all these, like, other things. Like if Strikers had another system for me to strive for, then I'd probably still be in, because I can do other things.
That isn't just coins, because I mean I've played 9 matches this season for the Dads After Dark on Strikers, and I've unlocked all of the season achievements bar 3. So I've just unlocked a shit ton of coins, which is absolutely freaking useless, because I only need to buy gear for one person, and I've unlocked all the gear for the one person that I use. So it's like, what's the point now? I'm just earning. I've got nearly 6,500 coins. What's the point?
Yeah, and so I love the fact that it's like, hey, maybe I'll go in and I'll try to see if I can win. Maybe I'll go in and see if I can get blown up by blast balls 80 times so that I can move my pass forward. I'm down for that, and that's what makes, I think, because I've really thought about this, what makes me not get pissed at Fall Guys, but like Strikers, I just want to throw my Switch across there. That's all I want to do.
And like you asked that question for me last week, and I hope I answered it all right, because it's fun. The Fall Guys is like, oh, I didn't get the crown. Oh well, and then it's like with Strikers, it's like I had a match today, and like it was just. I got so mad, like to the point where I quit the match.
I
was like,
play anymore.
There's no coming back from this. I'm playing against 2 people that are obviously talking to each other, and there's me on my own, and I can't do anything about it. It's really annoying me, and just turn it off. And
I did get the cat suit. I agree with what you said last week, or the cat suit, the cat helmet. I agree with everything you said last week about it. It was pretty easy to get. I think it's pukable that you have to buy every. I mean, like, hide you. That's fine. I understand you got to make your money. So like, put 90% of those helmets and all that gear behind Showbox. That's fine, and then I'll figure out if I want to do it. But come on, all of it except for the cat helmet.
Yeah, I see. For me, I think the way they advertised the game for Xbox was that we were going to get, as Game Pass subscribers, we were going to get the Halo like skin, because we were Game Pass subscribers. That was like a given, because we're playing the game for free, but we bought into a different subscription service, which but no, it was like they're doing an event for each of the new consoles that it's gone to, basically. Eventually,
Yeah.
I think. I have a
that's
feeling
what I think they're going to do. I'm excited to see if they do a Nintendo event. I'd really love to see like some Nintendo characters. Ninja Lunchbox, ain't no way. I've only won 3 crowns out of all the games I've played, and they were certainly not in a row. Ninja Lunchbox asked anybody receive the infallible achievement on Fall Guys. Definitely not me. I probably won't ever get it.
If you get that, because obviously Fall Guys is part of our achievement hunters competition for this month. If you get that achievement, well done.
Yeah,
I will look out for it. When you send a screenshot, I will be going through your gamer tag and looking at exactly what achievements you got. So good luck.
Yeah, that's awesome. I have not actually, and I will tell you, I've been playing a lot on Switch, so I meant to boot up Xbox actually before just to see if those achievements would fall over. Like, will I get those on Xbox? Will they become achievements for me when I boot up Xbox or no?
I'm not sure because I've played mine mainly on Xbox.
All right, well, I'll let you know. I'll boot it up here probably after podcast and see if they fall in for Xbox or not.
But I like the fact that it's crossplay. So like Emily's been playing on her Switch Lite, and because she's now got an Epic account, which was a fucking pain in the ass to set up. Oh
my gosh, yeah, we could talk about that too. We could talk about that. I did that over vacation for Noah, and that was a whole morning of me figuring out. Oh my gosh, that was the worst, man.
So Ninja Lunchbox says, from what he has read, you will get the achievements on the Xbox when you boot it.
Okay, cool. That's good to know. Yeah, I had to create emails. Oh my goodness gracious, I had to do so much for Noah to get this thing to work. It was ridiculous. Also, let's chat about the fact that this is okay. This might not be PC, but this is candy cigarettes for Fortnite. It took me too long to realize this. Like, I'm setting this up for Noah as a month ago. I'm like, Noah, you're not playing Fortnite until until your mom says you can, which means you'll probably be 18. Okay, so just live with it. All right. I was like, your mom ain't gonna relent on this anytime soon. And so, but here I am, like, oh, I'm setting up and I'm like halfway through setting up this account, and I'm like, them bastards, they got me to set up an account for my son.
And they tell you about it.
Yeah. And I'm like, I am such an idiot. Like, they just walked me right into this, and they're like shaking my hand the entire time. And I'm like, yep, here it is. So now when Noah wants to do it, he's like, well, Dad, I got an Epic account. I've already done it. Come on, Dad, just let me play. Oh, I can't believe they did it to me. But they did.
Yeah, Ninja Lunchbox is saying the next the mini event is Fall Guys, is Assassin's Creed, but I think that's already gone because I've got the skin for.
I have one of the skins for Assassin's Creed, but maybe there's another one.
But when I was setting it up for Emily, and you had to pick the age category for the games that you were going to play, it literally said at the bottom, reminder in red as well and bold, so you could see a reminder. You need a minimum of PEGI 12 to play Fortnite, and I was like, they are literally telling you. That's what you need to do.
Yep. They literally, that's when it hit me. That's when I saw that, and I was like, no, man. I was like, you're not playing Fortnite, buddy. So I got rid of that because that's going to happen. So Fall Guys, Ninja Lunchbox says starts July 7th. All right. Well, not Fall Guys. Assassin's Creed event in Fall Guys starts July 7th. Well, there you go. Oh, that's interesting. Right. Shocker. Right when all of Ubisoft's showcases start to pop off. Yeah, that's real interesting. Yeah. Way to go, guys. Way to put it all together. It's like those marketing teams really think this stuff out. That just really shocked me. I was like, I can't believe they got this for me. So, but good on them. Yeah, I'm loving the game.
Yeah. But that I like the fact we played together. It's one of the things that we're going to do this weekend. So Jay is going to be on our Xbox. I'm going to be on my Xbox. Emily's going to be on a Switch Lite, and we're going to try and get into a squad together. We're going to play games. Kind of loads of stuff like that. So it's going to be fun, and it's just a fun game. I mean, if I get to the last round and I'm second to last standing, I'm so happy because it's like, and I like to watch the people win because I like the ending celebrations and stuff like that. So it's a different style of PvP that just it's fun.
Right. Yep. Every once in a while, this stuff hits me. A couple of years ago, it was Knockout City. I fell in love with that game. For some reason, there there are certain online games that just infuriate me that I just have to walk away from. And I'm not gonna lie, Strikers was a hard one to just like to swallow, to just say, nope, this I gotta walk away because this is not healthy for me. But yeah, this is one of those games that I just absolutely love. It'll be a summer game for Noah and I, guarantee it. It'll be a summer game. School will start. Life will get busy for him again. We'll probably not play. We'll forget about it, and that'll probably be it. Or Splatoon 3 will come out, which will also make that happen, I'm sure. Because Noah is Noah's saving up money for his copy of Splatoon 3. I told him I'd buy one copy. I told him, I was like, I'm not buying your copy, pal. So he's saving up money so he can have his own copy of Splatoon 3. So that'll probably be when Fall Guys falls to the wayside. Pun intended. Anyways, that's a long talk about Fall Guys. You take it over. What else have you been playing?
So I've been back to playing Dead Space. I kind of mentioned it a little bit last week. But that game like has aged very well for it being an early 360 game. Graphics are playing well. I think it's had a small uplift for Game Pass, but it runs really well. It plays really well. I've had like 1 or 2 issues with the game kind of crapping out, me having to reboot it. But that happens from time to time with like these backwards compatibility style games. Great story, great gameplay. It's just fun. It's just the right amount of jumpy where I'm able to run through it. Emily kind of walked in and as I was playing it, and she kind of like looked at me as if to say, "Why are you playing this? This is far too scary for me." And she kind of walked away.
And Sean, it's impossible that it had an uplift because Game Pass doesn't help games. So you have to do it.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, I've been playing that. I've not been playing it much because I started Far Cry 5 and dived into that big time. That game's fun. We've got a question to talk about in party chat. It came from somebody asking which one is my favorite Far Cry.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which I'll answer later. But this one is up there. It's fun. Like Far Cry 4 got really weird at one point with like the use of medicinal drugs and weird stuff like that, and you went all trippy. I hope this one doesn't go that way because I don't want it to, but there's a lot that's emphasized around the use of certain flowers and plants to make animals go a little bit loopy, so I have a feeling it might go that way. The premise of the game is exactly the same as all the Far Cry's, that you are running behind with a resistance, you're trying to overthrow a vicious dictator of some description, and you've got to go and make as much noise as you can by destroying outposts and trucks and landmarks and bits and pieces like that. But it's got a nice twist on it that like the music in the cars is all like what you'd expect from mid 80s to late 80s, like American music. Like the cars are fun. The missions are hilarious. Like the last mission I've just done, I've reclaimed something called the Widowmaker, which was a huge truck with machine guns on the front. And it was just basically I drove from A to B, smashing everything out of the way. The bit that made me laugh the most was at one point a load of cows ran across the road, and I hit a cow and it nearly rolled the truck. But like 30 seconds before that, I hit a van that exploded and it didn't even rock the truck. So,
well, I don't know.
And I've had some really funny like
cars hit cows. That actually might be accurate. That could be accurate.
I've had some dialogue sections which have been hilarious. Like I met this one woman and she's like a VIP character in the game that you kind of, when you talk to them, you get extra missions. And as I started talking to her, cougar walked behind her. and then all of a sudden one of the other NPCs screamed and went, it's a cougar! And he just jumped on her and mauled her. And I was like, oh, great. Go away and come back later. Just literally mauled her in front of me. And there was nothing I could do about it because the dialogue screen just stayed there while she was on the floor getting slaughtered. I was like, cool.
That was the best.
Nothing I can do about that.
Oh man!
But then that takes me to the next thing where the wild animals are hilarious. So I was like trying to be stealthy, and I was like crawling around, trying to get around the back of these outposts because I saw there was a higher advantage. As I'm crawling around, all of a sudden I just heard this growl and started getting attacked by a honey badger.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's
the
just,
honey badger. That's what it was in the podcast. I remember you're like, I
yeah.
think I'm being attacked by a honey badger.
So, but
That's
that
hilarious.
game is fun. I'm going to continue to play it. The map is huge. It's massive open world. And vehicle wise, you're not locked to certain things. Where on previous ones, like you kind of just had the ability to drive a car or a motorbike, and gradually worked to having helicopters. Like this, like literally, I found a helicopter within the first half an hour of playing through again after the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Found a helicopter, and I was like, "Oh, this is great!" Went really high, and it's just the map is vast. The perk unlocks are great, so I've already unlocked certain things and I've done that quite quick. So yeah, I'm going to be playing a lot more of that.
Cool. Anything else for you, man?
Now other than strikers, but we don't need to
Don't
batter
need
that
to
any
bash
further.
on poor strikers anymore. You're probably right. People
I
are gonna
think
be like, "What?
I think
That game's so bad."
yeah, I had a small rant in the Discord about it. I get that people find this game is great, and it is great. It plays really well. It's really fluid. I don't get many laggy matches. Nintendo have done very well for their online stuff for once. There's just a couple of things within the game, like the character selection when you jump in between which player you want control of, and the passing thing. Like one of my strategies is I back pass quite often. So I'll build my characters forward, pass the ball back a little bit, bring the next little characters forward. So I've got all my players up right near their goal, because then you can do really quick passes between them and it really confuses people. And that's how I score most of my goals. Every now and then, one of the characters will run all the way back to my goal for some reason. And then, like, when I go to pass to an open player near the goal, because he is more open, it passes it all the way back. And then I have to start all over again.
Oh,
And that's really infuriating. Even though my player is facing the one I want him to pass at, it'll still just go pop it straight off in the opposite direction.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say about this is I normally will play a game. If I don't like it, I'll say I don't like it and I move on. The only reason I keep bringing this up is because I was so excited for this game, like just so excited for this game that it literally somewhat shocks me that I dislike it as much as I do. So that's the only reason, like, it's continually on the front of my mind. I won't bash it. I think I'm pretty much over it at this point. I'm gonna let it go. Nobody wants to hear me bash on strikers anymore. That I know. So party chat, we did have a question about which is your favorite. Sean, I have not played a Far Cry game yet, but for you, which was your favorite one?
Primal's been my favorite one so far. Purely because there wasn't guns, and there was, like, you were basically a caveman. So there was all like saber-toothed tigers, mammoths, like prehistoric kind of animals, and you had to, like, everything had to be crafted. So you had to find all the resource to create your weapons. It wasn't just a case of, oh, here's this like fantastically strong axe laying on the floor. You kind of had to learn to craft stuff. So it made the game a little bit longer and a bit more interesting. So that's by far my favorite. The next one is Far Cry 5. Then it goes 3 and 4. So
and then have you played 6? Have you played 6?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So, and that's because I didn't like 4. Like 4 kind of stopped me from wanting to play anymore.
Gotcha.
So, because I had to buy them. So, but now 5's come to Game Pass. I'm quite happy to play it for free.
I'd love to see some other Ubisoft titles get announced for Game Pass over these next couple of days. That would be great. That question, by the way, came from Bobzilla. Thank you so much. We appreciate all the questions we get. Question from John Sablanc from Dad's After Dark. He says, I had thought that the gunk was Game Pass only and that you couldn't even buy it. Seems like I was totally wrong. But that leads to a question. Do you think Game Pass will ever have content that is only available on the service and not even purchasable? Perhaps smaller games or exclusive DLC or some such to force people to the service. What do you think?
No, I can't. I can't see it happening. I mean, if it was going to happen, it would have happened by now. Because obviously they're going to want to drive people to using that system quite well. But no, I can't see them ever holding a certain game like hostage, basically, that you can't buy it, because that's not very good for a developer or a publisher if people can't buy it. For making it an Xbox exclusive, that's fine, but then making it a Game Pass exclusive is really naughty. That's kind of like you have to then buy an Xbox, or maybe not, because you can get it on cloud via your Samsung 2022 TV. But you then have to buy into the ecosystem of the Xbox. You have to buy an Xbox. You have to buy Game Pass Ultimate or game like you have to buy Xbox Live potentially if you want to play online and subscribe to Game Pass, which is kind of really forcing people in one direction. So
yeah, I don't think they would do this. Not from the Microsoft we have right now. I would love to see metrics more on like what their games, when they actually release games, no shots fired, but when they actually release first party games, I would love to see their metrics on how many people buy them. So we got a little glimpse, not really a glimpse, but more of like Forza hit top 10 sold for a hot second in December. One of the top 10 games sold. And so that was shocking to everybody. Everybody was like, oh, wow, this is a game on Game Pass. And yet it has sold a certain amount of copies to hit the top 10. So I don't think they want to do that, because I think there is a group of people who just say, I'm going to purchase this game. They're either not on Game Pass, and they're making money both ways. And they're making money off of people who want early access, even though I think it's kind of slimy, and extra DLC. They're making money off of that, and they're making money off of just the DLC. Like, I'm really thinking about buying the Hot Wheels DLC because I have it on Game Pass. So I think Xbox has come with a bunch of different ways to make cash.
Isn't that DLC free to people with?
It is not free. Nope.
Oh, I thought it was free. Okay.
I will double check that, but I'm pretty sure Hot Wheels DLC is going to be like $8 or something like that.
That's not too bad. Just that's not bad at all to pay for the fact that you can create your own Hot Wheels tracks. So that's not too bad.
I'm looking it up right now, but it should be noted that this DLC is not part of the Car Pass package, so either way, you'll have to purchase it from within the game or on the Microsoft Store.
Right, okay. All right. If I thought that it was going to be free,
you get a $1 discount if you're part of Game Pass Ultimate. Yeah, see, so I don't know. I don't think they want to. I don't think they want to do, as crazy as it sounds, they want you to buy the game. We've talked about this. Sean, in fact, Sean's the one that said they're the opposite of Nintendo, where Nintendo gives you the game. You pay for the game and they give you the DLC. Where Microsoft is giving you the game and you pay for the DLC, and then you're stuck with the DLC if they ever decide to take it off of Game Pass, which I don't see Forza ever coming off of Game Pass, but who knows? Then if it ever does come off of Game Pass, then all of a sudden you're stuck with DLC that you need to purchase the game for. That would be slimy, but who knows? Maybe they'll do it. I mean,
I know there's issues at the moment with Forza Motorsport 7 not being available to buy on the Microsoft Store because of licensing issues to do with tracks and cars in lieu of the next one coming out. But like Horizon doesn't have that issue because it's basically all built in its own little world, like Brazil.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, it's gonna be $8.99 for that DLC. So I'm buying it. I'm going to say it's good.
Stupid.
I'm stupid. I probably won't even play it that long. I don't even know why I'm buying it, but I will. So
See, I know I'll play it quite a lot because Logan will want me to drive the cars because he likes Hot Wheels cars. So it'll be I'll be driving for his enjoyment. Oh, that's at least what I'm going to say to myself when I'm buying the DLC.
yeah. So yep, that's what we got on that one. And then there was a question on Twitter from Ninja Lunchbox, I think, about are we still playing Halo Infinite multiplayer? I'm not.
I am not playing here. No, I might do co-op campaigns when that eventually comes. We will do a co-op campaign thing for something.
I mean, we should probably finish what's its game that we have yet to finish.
It Takes Two. Yeah,
It Takes Two. Yeah, we should probably finish that game. We'll see if that ever happens. Yes, it was. You guys still play? It was Ninja Lunchbox that asked you guys still play multiplayer. They have some new armor cores that are rad. Yeah, I have seen pictures of these diamond guns that everybody thinks are super cool. Some videos of that. So yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. It seems to.
Call of Duty did it first.
What did you say? I didn't hear you say.
Call of Duty did it first.
The diamond weapons.
Yeah, the diamond skins and stuff like that. That's kind of like an old thing. It's just
man, shots fired by Sean over here.
Yeah. Well, Halo has an opportunity to do something completely different with its multiplayer system and the whole ecosystem of building a PvP warzone or battle royale style arena. Halo has an huge open map for its infinite campaign that it's not utilizing. And they can take this in a really big direction very quickly in the fact that they've got vehicles, hover style stuff, flying style stuff. I can never remember the names of them all.
Mm-hmm.
And can introduce completely, like they could mix it up so much. They were the frontier of capture the flag. Like
that's true.
In the original Halos. So make it a huge battle royale style map with various points of battle, like of capture the flag, that team based stuff as well as solos. Do your solos last man standing. Do your squad style stuff where each squad has a determined base that they have to protect from other squads that are trying to capture the flag. There is so much they can do that they are not utilizing. And I feel like the studio is kind of basically, I think they're just riding the Halo series to try and make anything out of this. And by just dripping over skins and stuff like that isn't going to cut it. They need to do something big and ballsy and different to differ from, like, Fortnite's got the whole building thing with all the Marvel style stuff and bits and pieces that they do to make it fantastic. Apex have currently got some kind of current game event that's going on for them that's making them different. And the gameplay's different. You've got the whole grapple kind of stuff and it's very futuristic. Halo needs to do something. It needs to do it, and it needs to, like, turn around and say, this is the direction we're going to take it in and go, not just take its time like it is. Like we're rolling into season 3 soon of the multiplayer, and not much has changed for me. It's not done enough to draw me back in. So yes, there might be shots fired, but that's because I was excited for this. I was hoping that it'd draw me back into Halo. I didn't finish the campaign because it was just on rails like all previous Halos, and I got very bored very quickly.
It wasn't on rails. No, it wasn't. The campaign? I thought the campaign was pretty good.
Go play Far Cry and then compare it to Halo Infinite's campaign.
All right, fair enough. I haven't got. I'll get there. I hope to do that maybe tonight if I don't fall asleep like I did yesterday.
Open world campaigns like what Far Cry are doing, they've got that very, very well when it comes to first person shooters. Halo didn't do it very well.
Man, I don't know how far you made it, but if you thought the first 2/3 of that was on rails, now the last third of that game, or maybe quarter of that game, is definitely on rails. Like you literally, like, the open world falls away and you just go from like mission to mission to mission. And I will say I don't think that map was finished. That's why it ended out the way it ended out. But
I think I got
yeah,
to the first.
I didn't mind the campaign.
I destroyed the first spire.
Yeah,
and then they were like, "Oh no, look, there's another spire." And I was like, "No, I'm done. I'm done now."
I liked the campaign, but I was always Halo for the campaign. I was never Halo for the multiplayer. I've said that from the very beginning. They were highly, highly unlikely to grab me for multiplayer, and I knew that. So whereas for you, you're one that they should be trying to grab and pull into that ecosystem, because that would be your shtick. But I've said this before. Epic Games understands how to do that marketing piece that we were talking about, of like, hey, probably 6 months ago, they're talking to Ubisoft saying, hey, we have this open spot. Does anybody want it? Somehow they're connecting the dots. Ubisoft says, yeah, we got plans for marketing. Yeah, how about we do a thing? We'll do a whole deal in your Fall Guys thing. Sure, yeah, let's lock that down. Design, engineer, boom, it's ready to go. Like, Epic Games, they've got that down, man, on how to like bring in the licenses, put it into their games, market it, do the PR piece, and have it play solid and smooth. And it's just fun. And they're the only developer I know that does it that well. I mean, even Apex, like, and I don't know, I don't play Apex anymore. I played it for a hot second, but I don't ever hear of them really being like, of talking about licensed content the way Epic Games does, of like other people's IP that they're throwing into games. Man, they do that well. It's just impressive how well they're able to do it. And I think that's harder to do than people understand. I don't think they get enough credit for how difficult that is to pull off.
No. And it draws a lot, like Fortnite is the telltale for that, because it drives people like Marty from the Nintendo dads as like or is it Justin or Marty? Which one is it that's like really, one of them's gone big or go home to try and get like all the skins, and then get to like level 100 to get this and that and the other. And it's kind of like, it drives people to it. Yeah. And that's what's happening in Fall Guys. I'm driving towards earning enough show books to get the next season pass, because I want to unlock more skins, because blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I currently am rocking the fireworks in my blue and red skin in Fall Guys, by the way. Got my red, white, and blue with the fireworks skin. Gonna change that up now that 4th of July is over. But yeah. So I believe thank you for all those questions, by the way. We really, really do appreciate them. We love answering them, and we love your feedback and your thoughts and your questions. So appreciate it. Okay, so here's where I say I'm sorry. I did not have time to make trailers for our GPN showcase, so we are just going to run down them between vacation and 4th of July. I just didn't get down here to cut trailers. Plus, we didn't know about more than half of these games until about like noon today, to be honest. So
yeah, and that's absolutely fine. You've come off the back of a vacation. Nobody in this world's ever going to expect anybody to go straight back into full swing. So.
Yeah, nobody. You hear that, all y'all? Nobody. No, I'm just kidding. I appreciate it.
If you come at my man for not getting it right, I will come and hit you with the soggy end of your own arm.
I love it. Thanks so much. I appreciate you. So we're just gonna run through this stuff real quick of what's out right now, so that you know. There is out today, right now, as you're listening to this. You can play it right now, I believe. Last Call BBS, which Sean talked about, answered a question for me. You're wrong, Hambone Johnny. It's not Bad Bitch Salute, which I really thought it was. I thought, man, maybe that's it. It is Bulletin Board System, which apparently Jesse used when he was a young lad to do something or other. So that game is out now.
That's PC only as well, which I'm quite sad about.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out.
I was quite looking forward to playing that.
Yeah, so was Jesse. He was like, "Oh, I figured out why I can't find it. It's PC only." Oops.
Yeah, but he has a pretty good PC, doesn't he? So he could probably run.
You would think he does. Also, they brought back not all. They brought back 3 of the Yakuzas. They were there, then they were gone. Now they're back. Yakuza Kiwami 2, Yakuza Kiwami, and Yakuza 0. brought them back. It always makes me wonder why they do stuff like this. So I'm guessing there might maybe be a reason for that.
Yeah, they've no information came with that as well. So
yeah, they're really loving these, like, let's drop crap now and then see what happens. Without much of a ado or without telling us anything. Thanks a lot. Thanks for that. Solasta Crown of the Magister. Interesting. This is a tactical role-playing game, turn-based combat. So Sean and I are definitely in fantasy world. Just kidding, by the way. In case you weren't listening to the beginning, it is set in a fantasy world that was nearly destroyed in an apocalyptic event 1,000 years ago. Players create a party of 4 adventurers to search the ruins of an elven empire for the jewels needed to empower a powerful artifact. Well, I guess it's you need to empower a powerless artifact, and then once you empower it, then it's powerful. I mean, not to be...
well done there, because you didn't trip over any words.
And then out in 2 days. So if you're listening to this in a podcast, it's out now. So enjoy. Match Point Tennis Championship. That's not Mario Tennis, just in case anybody's wondering. DJ Max Respect, which some people are really excited about. This it's a rhythm-based game from Japan, which a guy named Marshmallow. I'm going to now talk about how old I am. I had no idea who the hell this guy was until Sean's like, he's got a big marshmallow on his head, and then I had to go look him up. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He's crazy. He's funny. He's
great music. Well, yeah, great musician. Makes a lot of very good songs. And if you play Goat Simulator, you'll have seen him and Deadmau5 make an appearance.
There you go. And then the last thing for the rest of this week and next really is Road 96, which is a narrative-based game. You're trying to get, I can't remember where you're trying to get. I think you're trying to get to the border, maybe. I want to think, and then you have to make decisions that will affect. It's a narrative game. You make decisions about what to do, and then you make other decisions, and it affects how the game ends. That's how these narrative game works. Yeah, and so that's this week, and that's this week, and then right now we don't have anything for next week.
Do we,
or am I wrong?
There's Power Wash Simulator. That's July 14th. Paw Patrol the movie.
Oh, 14th is next week. I'm sorry.
July 14th. Overwhelm for the PC. It's My Friend Peppa Pig, which I'm really interested in. How on earth they're going to make an Xbox game around Peppa Pig. And then the last one's Escape Academy. But we will probably cover them more in depth and look at trailers next week.
Yeah, my bad. Thanks, Sean. I can't do math. 7 days is difficult for me to understand.
Yeah. It'll be Thursday of next week. So literally on the day these drop, we will cover what's happening.
Yeah. And Jesse can get Power Wash Simulator for free on Game Pass now. He should be very excited. He should be playing his Xbox now. I think he said he really likes those games.
Yeah, he showed a picture of one of his family members, didn't he? Spraying the the house.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was cool.
Is that a show?
It is a show. An hour and 35. See, you come back and we go really long because we bounce off each other. I love it. I love chatting away. So yeah, I should roll us out if we're happy to go.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So, as always, people, if you want to find us anywhere on the social medias over at Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, at Game Pass News on any of those, and you'll find us. If you want to buy some sweet, sweet merchandise like Nick's clock and his hoodie that he's wearing, if you're watching this on YouTube or if you watch this live, head over to redbubble.com, search for Game Pass News, and you'll find us there. And I think we also fall under the Nintendo Dads store. If you want to chat with us in the Discord, head over to patreon.com/Nintendo Dads and subscribe there for as little as $1 a month, or subscribe to our Twitch channel or the Nintendo Dads Twitch channel. If you get over there and you like their content, do that. And you can get jumped in there. Thank you very much for Ninja Lunchbox and Hambo and Johnny for jumping in a live chat. It's always appreciated. Thank you, everybody, for your feedback and comments. And until next time, guys, we shall see you later.
See you later, guys.